Hi there, I'm Shay, and I'm the founder and creative producer of the Superstar Self Love podcast series. This is my daily diary, video diary that I'm keeping anytime I do any work on the project, so I can kind of keep a bit of a log of how I'm feeling about what's happening and keep track of what's actually happening with the project. So I haven't done any for a few days and I need to do a bit of a catch up. I did some work on the project on Friday, Saturday, and today. Today's Monday. So on Friday I finished the first cut of my friend Kamal Abayomi's audio, and it's pretty much got no background noise left in it. I've cut out all the ums and the and me talking pretty much through it. So, and I've stripped it right back and I've added in a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of an outro, and I'm really pleased with how it is. I know that there's a few little tweaks that I still need to do to it, and I need to add in an intro, like a proper generic intro into the beginning of it as well. But so far, I'm really pleased with how it's going, and I felt really inspired and really excited about the project on Friday, and I didn't want to stop working on it. I did about 6 hours working, kind of like working, listening to it through several times to make sure there were no little bits of and things like that, because I say quite a lot, which is quite annoying, and it makes it spike quite a lot. So that's something that I'm going to try and be more conscious about when I'm speaking. 'Cause I'm not sure like what is the point in like what's the point in doing that? It's weird. So Saturday I didn't technically work on the project, but what happened was my sister posted in my Facebook group, the Self Love Superstars. Um, see, I do it. So my sister posted Liz Gilbert is doing a podcast series to help people who are creatives and to help them kind of give them ideas and tips and tools on how to follow their creative dreams. And it's a really amazing podcast called something about magic to do with her big magic book. So, this podcast series is of her speaking to people that have written her essays and have basically won a place, like a one-to-one mentoring type session with her on how to follow their dreams. I listened to the podcast that my sister had posted in the Facebook group that I run, and it was okay. Like I'm really in tune with my creative stuff, so I didn't need technically any support or ideas in how to just go ahead with doing creative things, because I just do my business. Like that's what I'm doing right now. So, but what was really awesome was listening to the speaker that she was with, and her name's Martha Beck, and she's an author, and there were loads of things in what they talked about. I only listened to about 15 minutes of it while I was walking down the road to go to my friend's engagement party. But in that, what I heard was her sharing things about her journey and the decisions that she'd made. And she'd had a child who was Down syndrome, and she'd had like a late diagnosis of the Down syndrome. And people were pressuring her to get an abortion, even though it was quite a late diagnosis, and she refused to, and people were saying that she was throwing away her life and things like that, and it just really struck a chord. And another thing that she said actually was, that was one thing that struck a chord. Another thing that she talked about was in one of her books. She wrote about a movement where some women created some artwork, and she wrote about it, and there was such an uproar about what she'd written about these pieces of art and shared, because nobody had talked about this art that the women had shared, that she was getting death threats. And she was terrified of going back to this place where she was getting death threats, but she loved skiing there. And so one day she made a decision, and she knew that when she had made the decision to write that book, she had to give these people a voice. She had to share their story, and that's the point. That's what how passionate I feel about doing this project is, even though I've got no money and I don't know how, like I'm doing everything myself, I'm making the website, I'm doing the interviews, I'm editing them, I'm producing them, like, but I just know, and I'm going to be writing the book, and I'll, create all the subsidiary um, products off the back of this. I know this is what I'm meant to be doing, and I know that it's important to share the stories of of you guys, of the people that are doing this self-love journey, and it's important to be heard, and it's important also for other people who don't know how to do and think they're too far gone and think that they probably don't deserve to love themselves and don't know where to start. That's what's important, to share these stories, and that's why I'm doing this podcast series, is so that people know that there are other people who have been through what they've been through, and how loving themselves can completely transform their lives. And the third thing that I wanted to talk about is, yeah, so today I've done some work. I didn't manage to do any editing because I've been doing some admin type stuff, and I don't particularly enjoy admin type things, but I'm good at it because I've done a lot of admin type work in the past, and it's all preparing me, so making sure that I have processes and operations in place so that pretty much anyone could take over. Like if like the questions are all written down, the introduction's going to be recorded. I've just written the generic introduction that's going to go at the beginning of the podcast. I need to edit that through a little bit later maybe, and then record it tomorrow. And I've been, just chasing up a few things that I've needed to kind of get other people, the bios from the people that I've already interviewed, so I can write their specific introduction for their audio for their interview. So all these little things are all steps towards the completing this project, and sometimes, like, there's a part of me that doesn't want to do these little things because it's not as exciting as actually interviewing people, but it's putting things in place so I could technically kind of step out of this project and someone else could take over and they would know how to do it. So yeah, and then I had a bit of a funny rest of the day. I was feeling really tired and angry about, or not even angry, just frustrated or disillusioned or something. So I went for a walk and I came back and had some lunch, and now I'm recording this. So yeah, it's the project is coming along really well. I love editing. I love interviewing people. Don't particularly love the admin part of it, but it's all part of the process. So until I can get a VA and pay somebody to do that kind of stuff, then that's what I need to do to because I'm passionate and I believe in this project, and I'm willing to do whatever it kind of takes to move it forward and to keep it on track. So yeah, this is way longer than I wanted it to be, but it's 3 days of catching up, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.